Hey guys,
Hello.
today is day 7 of the Halloween movie challenge, and today we chose to watch The Conjuring. This was a really good movie, in my opinion. I really, really enjoyed this movie. What did you think about it?
It was good. Like I say in every movie, I'm not a big horror movie fan, but this was really well put together.
Yeah, I think they did a great job. There was a lot of good scenes in it. Like they would set up for like a traditional jump scare, and then they wouldn't do it. They would just kind of have you at the edge of your seat, waiting for it, prepared for it, and then like something else would happen. Like maybe the jump scare would come a little bit after,
And you
or
weren't expecting it
you
because you expected it.
earlier at the traditional part. Like one part that actually comes to mind was when the little girl, one of the little girl. It's about it's these two. It's a mother and father with 5 little girls, right? I believe it's 5 children, and they
Is it five?
yeah, because
Yes, it's
yeah,
five.
it's 5, and they buy a new house. They move into the house, and shortly after, paranormal things start happening. So they go and they seek out the help of Ed and Lorraine
Lorraine Warren.
Warren. Yep, who are like what do they
They've
call
been labeled a
themselves?
lot of stuff, demonologists.
Yeah, stuff like that. Like they used to dealing with ghosts and
But they're
spirits and
mainly
stuff.
labeled demonologists.
Yeah, so they go to the house to kind of help them out, and that's the general idea of the story. But anyway, one of the daughters, her legs being tugged during the middle of the night, so she kind of like sits up, sees that the other her sister, one of the sisters, is sleeping, and so she starts looking around. And I remember when she starts going over to look over the bed. Now during that scene, there's a few jumps that would have normally happened in a horror movie. Whether when she first looks over the edge, something would have been there, or the second part when she looks underneath the bed and you can see that she's looking actually under the bed. That usually would have been another jump scare there too. They didn't do anything there. What they did was they let you kind of go for that ride where it's, following her to look under. Then as she's looking under, she can see the door move, right? And then she sits up in bed. She's like starting to freak out. The other sister wakes up, doesn't see anything, goes to the door. They talk a little bit, and then all of a sudden
Yeah.
the door slams shut. Like that's where the jump happened. Where in other horror movies it would have traditionally happened way sooner. And I loved it. I actually liked
It would have
that they did
usually
it this
happened
way.
when she was looking under the bed.
Right, exactly. Like so
Usually.
there would have been a face or a hand or
Yeah.
something would have jumped out, which would have been good too. But I think by them doing things like that, it made it so much better.
Yeah.
Like the movie was, I forgot how good this movie was. I don't even know what the rating was on it. Like I don't know how other people or like the Rotten Tomatoes gave it, and I honestly don't care. I personally really enjoyed this movie. Like there was another scene I remember where Lorraine is outside hanging clothes, and all of a sudden it starts to get dark. A gust of wind blows one of the sheets out of her hands, and when it does that, it goes up against like a figure. It makes the outline of a figure. Then the blanket or the sheet flies off, and there's no one there. But it doesn't just stop there. It then goes up towards the window, and then like falls away, and then you see somebody in the window. You know what I mean? Like that was like a double right there, which that was really cool too. Throughout this entire movie, I just kept thinking how good this was and how I can't believe I forgot this movie because
Yeah.
we had seen it. I'm pretty sure we both seen it, right? Didn't we see this years ago?
Oh, so long ago.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I believe it came out in 2013. I believe we rented it or something back
We rented
there.
from Redbox.
Yeah, during
That's
that
how long
time.
ago it was.
What was it, Redbox? Yeah. Well, either way, we rented it. It was back during that time, and I just remember enjoying the movie, but I didn't remember many scenes from the movie, and I don't know. It was really good. I mean,
I
they
remembered bits and pieces
yeah.
of the scenes.
All I mainly remembered was some of the cast members, to be honest with you, and I don't know why. Because, like I said, rewatching it now, I was like, this movie's really good. It's different. They take the same like old boring stories about possessed house and all that, and they made it so much better. Like I remember another scene was when Lorraine and Ed are walking through the house, and she goes by the tree, And when she goes
Oh
by the
yeah,
tree
yeah.
that's by the
You can
lake,
hear. Yeah.
you hear a rope being like stretched out, and then when the camera turns, you now see feet dangling by her head, which is obviously a spirit. She can see it, but no one else can. Like little touches like that just give it such a great
Yeah,
like
she's the one
moment.
that can see things.
Yeah, she can
Right.
see things exactly, and yeah, I mean,
I don't know. During the whole movie, it's not just keeping you on the the edge of your seat. It's also it like keeps the gears in your mind constantly going. Like there's not one boring or slow part
yeah,
in this movie, like whatsoever. Even like the technically slow parts aren't really slow because there's constantly something always happening on the sidelines.
right, and like you have the traditional people being dragged
Which I hate.
by things you can't see. They did that a couple times in the movie, which was good. I thought it
That's
was
one of
nicely
the things
done.
that creep me out.
Yeah, but it's typical in a horror movie, especially about paranormal things. So they had that in there, which was good. They had the oh, you know what's another part that they had that was really good too was I remember the little girls, the two girls were in their room. They hear banging on that like what was it like armoire or
It's an
something?
armoire.
Yeah. And one of them goes in, they open it. And in a regular movie, they would have opened it and something would have either jumped out from the clothes
There
or
was
when they
nothing.
moved the clothes, there would have been something in there. Instead, what they did was the girl looked through everything. There was nothing. All of a sudden, she looks up and there was the witch on the top. Remember
Yep.
that? And then she jumps down on top of her. Like that was cool. That was something a different direction, and that's the kind of things that they do that are different. So when you watch the movie, you might like kind of cover your eyes a little, thinking that you're gonna see something, and then you don't. And as soon as you put your hand down and kind of take that breath of like that sigh or like that relief, that's when it happens. That's when whatever it was happens. And I don't know. It was a good movie. I really enjoyed. This one was a little bit longer, close to 2 hours.
Yeah.
But really, I personally liked this one better than Annabelle.
Yep.
I definitely thought that this one, not that there was anything wrong with Annabelle, but this one was definitely higher on my list. I enjoyed this one a lot more than the Annabelle movie. I felt, and the other thing is too with this movie, you cannot really look away because,
You'll miss something.
yeah, you will. I mean, I had the 49er football game going on my phone on the side, but it was mainly just to kind of like glance over from time to time just to see the score and stuff. And even sometimes doing that, I would hear something and look up real quick, and it was already something happening. So I just decided to, just kind of like leave the phone, leave it alone, and just focus on the movie because there was things that were constantly happening, even like little tidbits, like another great scene was when I believe it was a cop, the sheriff or whatever, he's going through, he hears the noise outside. Remember that? He hears the noise outside, he's looking through the window. You expect something to jump out the window. That's what normally would happen. Then he comes back inside the house, and to the side he sees somebody whispering. And
Oh, that wasn't the sheriff.
what, that wasn't the
He
sheriff?
was part of the paranormal team,
Okay, I thought it was the sheriff
right?
off duty though. It
Oh,
wasn't him
maybe it
off
was
duty?
off
I don't know.
duty.
I'm pretty
So
sure
you
it
mean
was.
like things go so like quick, you kind of lose track of.
Yeah, but he sees a maid walk by, and then he
Oh
goes
yeah,
in.
that's
Right, you're
right.
thinking, okay, he's going in after her. He looks that way, nothing happens. On his way back, as he's talking to the rest of the group, that's when she jumps out at him,
Yeah.
and it was so nicely done. Like I would definitely watch this one again.
One of the scenes that creeped me out was they play this clap game,
Oh yeah, yeah.
and you get like apparently three claps, and she's playing it with the littlest,
It's
the
like a hide and
littlest girl
seek.
that apparently is playing with the little boy that was killed in that house also. And she gets the first clap, the second clap, and then she gets the third clap, but it's hands that came out of the armoire. And
Oh, that's when the mom was playing with her.
yeah,
Yeah, yep. She's
and
blindfolded.
they come out, she goes in there and she's trying to look for her, and then she takes off the blindfold, realizing that the little girl is running up behind her, saying like, she never came to find her. And that was creepy because you saw the hands come out
Yep.
and clap, and you know for a fact that wasn't the little girl because they were very tall. So it was
Yeah, like
creepy.
things like that. Like they did a really good job.
And
They,
that's not even like a jump scare. That's just like a super creepy kind of scare. So they did really good. They did really good with everything.
they did, and then obviously towards the end, you had the mother becomes possessed,
Yep.
and they kind of put the connection that the witch that was she was a witch. She hung herself on her property many years ago, and she pretty much condemned anybody who would try to live on the property. She would always kind of do the same thing where she would possess the mother, and then
To
the
kill the
mother would
child.
kill the child, and then usually kill herself after. That was like the traditional route that she would take, and she possesses the mom again. She then tries to take the daughter, but they kind of
April. Right?
Yeah, I believe that was the name of the youngest, I think it was, and they come back to the house. She tries to kill her there, but there was people there from the team, from Ed and Lorraine's team, that stop her, and then that's when stuff really gets crazy because that's when
Yeah.
they know she's now possessed. They try doing an exorcism and stuff, and you see she's tied down to a chair. The chair starts like levitating up in the air,
She
and
has a
then
sheet over her head.
yeah, sheet over her head. She starts vomiting blood on the sheet,
Jeez.
and then she like the chair flips upside down and then goes up against the ceiling.
Yeah.
Like it was cool. I don't know. I enjoyed the movie. It was really really good.
I think anyone should give it a shot.
Yeah.
This one, if you really don't like horror movies, I don't recommend. It's a really good movie, but it is very scary in my opinion.
This to me was like Paranormal Activity,
Yeah.
but in my opinion, better.
Which
Because
is funny because Paranormal Activity was scary to me because I don't like the whole people getting pulled
yeah.
and there's nothing there. It just creeps me out. I don't know.
Yeah, and Paranormal Activity was fine. It wasn't a bad movie. It's just that I was one of those people that thought the last like 20 minutes was fantastic.
I know.
And it should have been like that pretty much throughout most of the movie. And that's kind of what this movie was. They kind of like they definitely gave you more action and more things
It
happening.
was good from start to finish.
Yeah, I thought it was really well. I mean, the Annabelle movie was like that too, from start to finish. They were really good. So I so far we've seen 2 out of the 5, and I mean we might take a break from them because I know you
Yeah.
were really freaked out with this last one, but they were awesome. I can't wait to see the other 3 and see if they live up to these 2 because the first 2 were really good.
I agree.
So, we got anything else to say?
Nope.
Nope. I think we're good. All right, guys. That was day 7. Thank you very much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.
And please hit the notification bell to be notified of any more of our videos that we're making.
Yep. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.